Was King George III truly mad? Or is there a deeper story to be told? Welcome to a historical journey into the life of one of Britain's longest-serving monarchs, King George III. His reign, spanning 6 tumultuous decades from 1760 to 1820, was marked by an era of unprecedented change, both within Britain and across the globe. King George III ascended the throne at a time when Britain was emerging as a leading global power. The Georgian era, named after the 4 King Georges who ruled successively, was a period of significant transformation. It saw the birth of the Industrial Revolution, the expansion of the British Empire, and the cultivation of a vibrant cultural and intellectual life. Yet, King George III's reign is often overshadowed by controversy and mystery. He is remembered in popular culture as the Mad King, with tales of his erratic behavior and bouts of illness providing fodder for plays, films, and historical accounts. But was he truly mad? Or was he merely a man grappling with the immense pressures of monarchy and the tumultuous events of his time? His rule was anything but smooth sailing. It was punctuated by military conflicts, political crises, and personal struggles. From the loss of the American colonies in the Revolutionary War to the Napoleonic Wars that reshaped Europe, his reign was a time of profound upheaval. Yet there's more to King George III than the narrative of madness and tyranny. He was also known as Farmer George for his keen interest in agriculture and his efforts to improve farming methods. His reign saw the flourishing of Georgian architecture, literature, and science, shaping Britain's cultural landscape for generations to come. So, who was King George III beneath the crown and the rumors of madness? As we unravel the enigma of this misunderstood monarch, we'll delve into the complexities of his reign, his personal struggles, and the enduring legacy he left behind. We'll challenge preconceived notions and shine a light on the man behind the myth, offering a fresh perspective on this pivotal figure in British history. A young king steps onto the throne, ready to shape a nation. So begins the tale of King George III, a monarch whose reign was as remarkable as it was tumultuous. Ascending the throne at a tender age of 22, he was met with a wave of popularity uncommon for a new king. The people of Britain found in him a figure both relatable and inspiring. His early years on the throne were golden, a period of prosperity and promise. He was not a king who secluded himself in the ivory towers of the monarchy. Instead, he was a man of the people. His passion for agriculture, in particular, was well known. He was often seen trudging through the fields of his estates, a sight that endeared him to his subjects and earned him the affectionate moniker, Farmer George. But his reign was not just about cultivating crops. He was a king who sought to cultivate a sense of national identity. He believed in the power of unity, in the strength of a united kingdom. Despite facing challenges such as the loss of the American colonies, he remained steadfast, his belief in his country unwavering. This loss, however, was a significant blow. The American Revolution marked a turning point in his reign and in the course of world history. It was a chapter that revealed the complexities of his rule, the intricate tapestry of triumph and tribulation that defined his time on the throne. Yet, it was during these testing times that King George III demonstrated resilience. He navigated the turbulent waters of his reign with a steady hand, guiding his kingdom through a period of immense change and challenge. His dedication to his people, his unfaltering sense of duty, and his sheer tenacity set him apart. But beneath the golden glow of his early reign, there were whispers of something darker. The challenges he faced were not just political, but personal. Beneath the glory and the grandeur, a storm was brewing, one that would come to define his legacy and shape the future of the British monarchy. But that's a story for another day. As the years passed, the king's behavior began to raise eyebrows and stir whispers. The golden period of King George III's reign seemed to be slowly eclipsed by a foreboding shadow, a menacing spectre that would eventually earn him the moniker of the Mad King. The once vibrant and charismatic monarch began to exhibit signs of erratic behavior, causing concern and speculation among the court and the public. King George III's episodes of illness were as mysterious as they were disturbing. His symptoms were varied and severe, ranging from acute abdominal pain to changes in his personality. He would lapse into periods of intense agitation, speaking nonsense for hours on end, not sleeping, and even becoming violent at times. These episodes would come and go, leaving the king fatigued and his kingdom in a state of alarm. For centuries, the nature of King George's illness remained a puzzle. It was only in the late 20th century that medical historians proposed a possible diagnosis: porphyria, a group of rare genetic disorders that affect the nervous system. The symptoms of porphyria seem to align with the king's bouts of madness, providing a plausible explanation for his erratic behavior. Today, we have expert insights to shed light on this aspect of King George's life. Medical historians and geneticists have analyzed the king's symptoms and the course of his illness. Their findings suggest that the king's madness may have been the result of an untreated medical condition rather than a descent into insanity. To truly understand the impact of King George's illness, we turn to dramatic reenactments of his most severe episodes. These portrayals offer a glimpse into the king's struggle, caught in the grip of a disease he couldn't understand. It paints a picture of a man who, despite his powerful position, was at the mercy of his own body. The once beloved king was now seen as a madman on the throne. The shadow of his illness cast a dark pall over his reign, forever altering his legacy and the course of British history. Despite the personal turmoil, King George III's reign witnessed pivotal moments in history. It was a time of extraordinary contrasts, where the spectre of personal affliction was juxtaposed against the backdrop of progress and turbulence on a national scale. The Regency period, beginning in 1811, is one such example. As King George's health deteriorated, his eldest son, the Prince of Wales, was appointed as Prince Regent. This was a time of both elegance and excess, marked by significant developments in the arts, architecture, and society. The Regency era, despite its ostentatious reputation, was a transformative period in British history, painting a vibrant cultural landscape that continues to captivate us today. Equally significant were the Napoleonic Wars. These conflicts, spanning over a decade, reshaped the map of Europe and heralded a new era of warfare. King George III's reign saw Britain emerge as a dominant global power, despite the tumultuous circumstances. The Napoleonic Wars not only marked a turning point in military history, but also in Britain's political landscape, as the nation grappled with the challenges of war, leadership, and change. But the reign of King George III wasn't just about warfare and politics. It was also a time of remarkable cultural advancement. The Georgian era witnessed the flourishing of literature, with the likes of Jane Austen and William Wordsworth rising to prominence. In science, the Industrial Revolution was gaining momentum, bringing about unprecedented technological innovation and societal change. And yet, amidst this progress, the figure of the king was increasingly shrouded in controversy and misunderstanding. His erratic behavior, likely a result of his illness, was perceived as madness, casting a dark shadow over his reign. This period, rife with personal and political chaos, was a stark contrast to the advancements and achievements of the time. King George III's reign was a paradox of progress amidst personal and political chaos. It was an era that saw Britain transform from a country on the brink of revolution to a leading global power. The reign of King George III, therefore, was not just the story of a king, but the story of a nation navigating its course through the turbulent waters of change. History remembers King George III as the Mad King, but is that all? As we delve into the legacy of King George III, we must consider the complexities of his reign, the impact of his illness, and the lasting contributions that often get overshadowed by tales of madness. King George III, despite his bouts of illness, was a monarch with an enduring commitment to his country. His reign saw a period of significant agricultural advancement, earning him the nickname Farmer George. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, his support leading to a cultural blossoming during his reign, known today as the Georgian era. But the king's legacy is not just about his contributions to agriculture or culture. His reign was marked by significant political events, most notably the loss of the American colonies. This loss, perceived as a failure of his rule, has been a defining feature of his historical image. However, it's impossible to discuss the legacy of King George III without addressing his illness. Today, It is believed that he suffered from porphyria, a genetic disorder that can cause severe mental and physical symptoms. The illness, along with the public's lack of understanding, led to him being labelled as mad, a label that has stuck with him throughout history. This label, while unfortunate, had a profound impact on the perception of the monarchy in Britain. It led to the Regency Act of 1811, which saw his son, the future King George IV, act as regent for the remaining 10 years of his father's reign. This act, born out of the king's illness, set a precedent for managing future monarchs' health issues. In conclusion, the legacy of King George III is a complex tapestry of personal struggle, duty, and significant contributions to British society. His reign, while marred by illness and political challenges, also saw advancements in agriculture, arts, and sciences. King George III, a mad king, a misunderstood monarch, or a man caught in the crossfire of duty and disease? The truth, as always, lies somewhere in between.